This map behind me tells the story of the last 180 years of the Jews of Russia. Russian Jews in 1870 were the biggest Jewish population in the world, counting more than 70% of worldwide Jewish population. 8 million Jews were living in the Russian Empire, which included then Lithuania and Latvia and Poland. And all the Jews, almost all the Jews were living in the Pale of Settlement, very limited in their rights. And then, after pogroms of 1882 and after revolutions, Jews actually understood that they are not secured in Russian Empire, and they immigrate all over the world and actually create the biggest Jewish communities of the next 100 and maybe even many more, sure many more years. First of all, the community of the United States, where they immigrated more than 2 million of Jews from the Russian Empire, to Canada about 100,000, to Argentina almost 100,000, to South Africa. Almost all the Jews who immigrated to South Africa were from Lithuania. And definitely then Poland in 1919 becomes a sovereign state, so we can actually take out about 2.5 million Jews from Russian Empire now, actually counted as Polish Jews. And last but definitely not least, a small amount but very powerful goes to Palestine to create the future Jewish state. And then we go again another 50 years after 1919 to times when the Jews are again locked within the Soviet Union, and we don't count anymore the Jews of the Russian-speaking Jews in the West, because it's already becoming as Jews of local communities, American Jews, Canadian Jews, Argentinian Jews, and South African Jews. So they're not counted as Russian-speaking Jews now, and we go further. But before we go into the times of the Soviet Union after the World War II, we have to stop here. Look carefully. During the Holocaust, about 3 million Jews, which is half of all the Jews who were killed during the Holocaust, were killed in the area of the Soviet Union, which was then the Soviet Union. Because we have to include the Eastern Poland within the Soviet Union, which was part of the Soviet Union between 1939 and 1945, as part of the a contract between Hitler and Stalin of division of Poland. So if we count all the Jews that were then within the Soviet Union in the Eastern Poland, about half of all the Jews who were killed in the Soviet Union. Now, unfortunately, yet, we don't know enough. We know very little about the Holocaust in the former Soviet Union. First of all, because the Soviet Union after the war didn't want to tell the story about the Holocaust. They didn't want that we will know that Jews were not just another part of the World War II. Jews were part of another story of killing, of genocide, of a very specific peoples. And then after that, we go into the 1970s. And then, as I said, Jews again are locked, not allowed to be actually Jews, not allowed to have their language, not allowed to have their religion, not allowed to have their tradition. And then we count about 3 million, at least 3 million Jews within the Soviet Union in the 70s. Again, we don't know the exact number because many Jews didn't want to be Jews after Holocaust. Many Jews didn't know that they're Jews already after assimilation, and as religion was not allowed, everybody was just a Soviet citizen. But we definitely think that at least 3 million were living in the former Soviet Union. And then in 70s, the first wave of Aliyah, first wave of immigration goes to the West. And then we actually get to the picture of now, in 2013, when the Russian-speaking Jews again, as 100 years ago, goes beyond the borders and immigrates out of the Soviet Union. And today we have the situation when in the former Soviet Union, still we have Jews. Jews, by the way, I count here by the Israeli law of return. It's Jews and their families. So within the former Soviet Union, we still may count, again, we don't know exactly how many, but we still may count between 800,000 Jews up to 1 million. Some say even that it's more. And in the West, we have another more than 1 million, and definitely more than 1 million we have in Israel, because during 70s we had about 130,000 Jews that came from the Soviet Union, and more than 1 million came after the Soviet Union collapsed during the 90s and the last decade. So actually today we have the situation when in Canada we have about 150,000 of Russian-speaking Jews, about between 700,000 and 800,000 Jews and part of their families in the United States. We have another about 200 or 250,000 of Jews in Germany, which is almost all the Jews of Germany today. Almost all the Jews of Germany today are Jewish immigrants from former Soviet Union. We have another about 30 or 50,000 in Australia, which is also a very big community, not known. So today we have in Israel about 1 million and something, in former Soviet Union about 1 million, and another about 1.5 million in northern countries, in Western countries, very geopolitically and economically very important, such as Canada and US and Germany and Australia. And these Jews worldwide, these Russian-speaking Jews worldwide are today, and we really think and sure that in the next 10 and 20 years, these Jews will be the most pro-Israeli power within the Jewish world and in the world generally, because these Jews are, first of all, they understand in this generation what means anti-Semitism and why strong Israel is very, very important for their security, even if they are in Canada or in Russia or in Australia or in the United States. Second, they are very pro-Israeli because this is their Jewish identity. They are not connecting, unfortunately, but they are not connecting to the old Jewish communities. They are not connected as they were, not connected for 70 years to the traditional Orthodox Judaism. So what they see as their Jewish identity is Israel. And also they have a very, very personal connection to Israel, because there is no Russian-speaking Jewish family that does not have relatives in Canada, and in the West and in the East and in Israel. I have in the United States and in Canada and in the former Soviet Union definitely yet, and in Germany and Australia I just didn't search yet. So, and they, they start to be not immigrants, they already part of the Jewish world, and they become stronger and more powerful economically and politically. So we strongly believe that we have to do more to connect these Russian-speaking Jews to Israel, because this will make Israel stronger, they will make them stronger and more Jewishly, and it will make us all stronger as part of the one big Jewish nation. We, the World Forum of Russian-speaking Jewry, act to connect these Russian-speaking Jews all over the world in Jewish diaspora with Israel, because we understand that this is crucially important for the sake of the future of the strong Israel and the worldwide Jewish nation.